Hey, how's it going? I'm Zero.
I'm DK.
And I'm Rizzo, and today on Anime Reaction, we watched the 4th episode of Bento. If you want to check out our reaction to the 4th episode of Bento, hit that link in the description below.
And be sure to give us feedback in the comment section because we love hearing from you.
And as always, if you like what you see, subscribe to Otaku Saga, and don't forget to like and share our videos.
And thanks for watching. So, on this episode of Bento,
I was very worried because our comment section said that the bitch was going to be worse.
She totally wasn't.
she was not worse than she was the previous episode.
But still, fuck that bitch.
But still, fuck that bitch. This episode was an introduction to Shaga.
What an introduction.
Who is Sato's cousin.
Who is
half Italian. And
apparently infatuated with Sato.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those cousin situations that, I guess, kissing cousin situations.
It's a lot more normalized in Japan.
Again,
in
it's
the
not
Western
illegal
world.
in Japan, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't say more normalized. I mean, it's still
legal.
probably not. How do I want to put it? It's still probably not a preferable situation, like socially.
It's not as
But
frowned upon.
It's not actually illegal like it is here. But yeah, so in the first part we see right after what happened at the end of the previous episode when he wakes up with her in his bed. And basically they end up hanging out all day playing video games.
And the
Literally, all day. Oh, let's see. Let's just dig around here. Ooh, a space area. And then fade to dusk.
Yeah, it just shows Sato's face unmoving as it fades to dusk.
And we're also introduced to the joke of the episode. Do I really need a reason to hang out with my cousin?
Yeah. When do we need a reason to see each other?
Oh, canned dialogue. They totally abuse it in that scene.
Yeah, but
I was maybe expecting her to repeat the line and then have Sato shut her down, but to actually go as far as it did with it.
It said it like 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, then she makes a request of him, and he first says no, and then
she puts it as a wager.
Yeah, then she makes a wager over Virtua Fighter 2. If she wins, then he does what she asks him to. If he wins, then he gets a grope. Nude dim titties.
Nude grope.
A nude grope.
Game is rigged, but the prize was worth it.
He got owned.
Wrecked. Like perfected.
Not quite.
Almost.
But yeah, he did get wrecked. So, what was the bet? Or what was the request? It was for him to get a school uniform from his school for her. A female school uniform. So, he goes and asks Hana Oshiroi
which is probably a mistake.
for her uniform, which is probably a mistake. However, it's not like he would have gotten one from Sen. So he goes and meets Hana in the middle of the night at a park, and she brings one of her spare uniforms, and he does point out that it would be rather tight. However, if it could fit him, and because he leaves out important information there, she instantly goes full Fujoshi and thinks that he's going to be cross-dressing. Yeah, apparently Hana wears really, really loose uniforms because that uniform did not have a problem fitting Shaga.
Who's stacked.
Who is probably the biggest character in the series.
Yeah.
So she must wear really loose uniforms.
But
because, as Shaga points out a little bit later, Hana is basically flat-chested.
But yeah, in the next scene, Sato goes to the club room.
Hilarious entrance. Opens the door, sees Shaga there, and trips over the threshold.
Face first, just because he sees Shaga groping and molesting Oshiroi. Hana.
She's going full Haruhi on Mikuru on Hana.
Good comparison, Matt.
I mean, that's exactly what it is. She has her body pressed up against her. Her hands are wandering up her shirt.
Roman eyes and Russian fingers.
Yes.
Yeah, complimenting all this stuff. Yeah.
Trying to get Sato to join in.
She is
Oh
Haruhi.
my god, she is Haruhi.
She's less of a jerk ass though than Haruhi, but yeah, she's a blonde Haruhi.
And Sen is like, is this how she always is?
Continue some more.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's basically
it.
her character.
It sounds like really.
We also get a little bit of dialogue with Sen and Shaga about two named wolves incriminating on each other's territory, and how when that happens, there has to be a fight.
It's basically a challenge.
Yep. So the challenge was set for that night.
Yep.
At I forget what the market was.
That store.
That store.
Because who the fuck cares?
Started with an H. Sorry, I'm bad with names. And that is after Hana, takes off to go meet up with that bitch.
Fuck that bitch.
Well, technically, no. Okay, so then we get the scene with that bitch.
Fuck that bitch.
And she busts into the club room to question Sato about what happened last night as far as him meeting Hana. And she walks in and elbows him in the face. Fuck that bitch.
Fuck that bitch.
And then notices that Shaga is wearing Hana's uniform. So she kicks Sato around a little bit more.
Fuck that bitch.
And then asks about it. And then, you think that she's going to attack Shaga. But nope. She grabs her and drags her back to her room.
Fuck that bitch.
I'm surprised that Shaga isn't fighting tooth and nail at this point.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised at that too. Cause
she took
it's
it
not,
relatively
Shaga
calmly.
is so far a pretty reasonably powerful character.
Yeah.
She should be able to just straight up overpower that
Decimate
bitch.
her. Just
Wreck
go.
her.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. That bitch is a really strong character too.
Fuck that bitch.
But I think Shaga should be able to overpower her. However, mostly for the sake of comedy, I think.
And to set up the next scene.
Yeah. Shaga is dragged back to that bitch's room, and that bitch strips her and then takes a bath with her. And then I assume hid the uniform that Shaga was wearing, because the only thing that Shaga can wear is a big frilly dress.
Which she puts on in a hurry and rushes the hell out of there.
Yes.
Because fuck that bitch. And immediately calls Sato and meets him around the corner of one of the markets.
Yeah.
And soon after tells him about the whole thing, and then remembers, oh shit, I have a fight.
I got a fight coming up.
Crap.
Yeah. So she has to go to the fight in the big frilly dress. Which, it doesn't make specific mention of it, but that would be a big hindrance.
More the trip on, more the carry
Yeah,
around.
you do see it later when she grabs the chopsticks and hikes up one side of the dress so that her legs can move more freely and we get more fan service.
Of course.
But yeah, fantastic fight.
Yeah, oh yeah, the fight was well animated.
This fight in particular was really good.
Especially when the wizard showed up.
I actually don't think that was the wizard.
That was actually not the wizard.
I wasn't a wizard.
Yeah, I
Whoever
definitely
the
confused the
silver-haired
guy
dude is.
for him too. But that guy seems to work with what looks like a secret society. Well, secret.
Can't say wolf group.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what they are, but basically, there's this giant underground bunker where this guy is watching film of all the named wolves in the area, up on a giant
Straight out of
I'm
Evangelion underground.
Yeah, I'm talking like
Technological
NORAD
marvel.
command center.
Pretty much.
The Batcave.
Yeah.
The Batcave. And this organization's headed by Maxie from Soul Calibur.
Right.
Who likes walnuts?
He just likes playing with his nuts.
He likes the cup of the nuts.
But yeah, so we get that awesome fight between Shaga and Sen.
I like this shirt though. Silver haired dude, like this fancy, like, ornate looking shirt.
That's very cool.
And unfortunately for Shaga, she can't quite match up with Sen. She definitely gives her a good fight, but in the end, Sen
just has the knees and elbows
straight to the solar plexus.
Just lays her out.
Yeah, just flop. And then Sato is really worried about her. However, Sen, gives him the advice, focus on
what you want.
Yeah, focus on what you want. And he wanted that tofu hamburger.
So much that in the middle of his fights, and you see the fist flying, in sort of like a shadow image, Dragon Ball Z style. He's going over every individual detail of his target bento.
Is that handmade?
It's
Yeah,
handmade.
it's irregular.
And the
it's
boiled
irregular
vegetables
shape.
and everybody is just eyeing only that while he's supposed to be fighting.
And then him and the dude from that secret organization have basically one-on-one over the bento. That dude punches him in the face, which, by the way, is not a very good target because, as we have stated, he is a harem protagonist. His brain is made of the densest material known to man.
Thus,
therefore, blows to the head do not affect him.
Yep.
So that guy chose poorly. He, on the other hand, chose wisely. Straight to the solar plexus. Knocks the dude flat on his ass and takes the bento for himself.
One in a fight, go with his gut.
Right there.
Yep.
Money in the bank.
Yep. And then so afterwards, Sato goes to meet up with Sen. And then Shaga shows up and
We'll fight again next time.
Yeah, Sato and Sen ask her if she wants to join them in the clubroom to eat.
Awkward exchange. Shaga.
Shaga goes to Pout instead.
She vehemently refuses.
Yeah.
So
Which I thought was weird.
I
it's
didn't really
kind
think it was that weird.
I think she was just jealous that Sato wanted to eat with Sen instead of her. So.
But
I think that especially coming from her opponent, because it wasn't Sato who said, you should join us. It was Sen.
Yeah.
Coming from her opponent, I think that should have been a better ticket, I guess, of camaraderie, of
Yeah,
we're all friends here.
I thought it was a really real reaction because a lot of people wouldn't go hang out with the person that they just lost to.
That is true. Yeah, it would be kind of awkward. Like, say, I think back to my high school days playing football. We lost to a team. Wouldn't really talk or anything with them beyond the post-game handshake. We just do that and then go our separate ways as quick as possible.
Well, even when I played semi-pro ball, which, by the way, is as far as after the game or whatever, is far more, how do I want to put it, friendly, I guess. After the game's over, it's just,
just a bunch of guys.
Just a bunch of guys, and we all, we're all, football players or whatever. But even in that situation, I probably wouldn't go hang out with the team that I just faced off against, even if I won.
That's true. Actually, we used to play beer league softball. Same deal.
Yeah.
Team you just played against. You just go and you wouldn't really go hang out with them. You go hang out with your own team or go home.
Yeah, my point is, anybody from the opposing team actually came up to you and says, "Hey, let's go have a beer."
It depends. It really depends on the situation. This is a lot more intense than, say, your example of the recreational softball. So, I don't know.
To which I say, oh god, why is it so damn intense?
Yeah.
Considering what the hell they're all fighting for.
Yeah.
But I guess it's one of the charms of the anime, really.
Yeah, I don't know. It also depends on the person's personality, too.
Yeah.
Like, I can definitely relate to this because I'm kind of a sore loser. And we'll just gloss it over there. No need for examples. But stop it.
I can feel the thoughts.
No, I'm kind of a sore loser, so if I was in that situation, I probably would have done what Shaga did.
No thanks.
It's
yeah,
like,
sorry.
thanks for the invite, but maybe some other time.
Yeah.
I'm really not in the mood.
Unfortunately, I'm like Sen. I'd be like, hey, good fight. Let's go have a beer.
So.
Well, it takes all types. Again, like I said, there's a real reaction. You could see someone doing that in real life.
In both cases.
Yeah, either way, yeah.
Anyway, so now that we're done with that aside.
Sorry.
Rant.
So Sato is going to join Sin. However, Sin says, no, you should go. You should go with Shaga.
Go to her.
And he's like, oh no, it's okay. When we were little, she used to do this all the time. And Sin's like, oh, so you just
so you just leave her alone, huh?
You just leave a girl who's
crying girl.
Yeah, you just leave a crying girl alone.
I hate guys who stand by and do nothing.
Yeah. Would you do the same thing if I were crying? And he's like, and he sees her point there.
He's like, wait, you're capable of showing emotion?
Right? It's like, no, if you were crying, I'd grab a camera because that'd probably be the only time in like 10 years that you show emotion. And I need it for the memories.
I swear, it's like you were born with a Botox injection. I'm so sad, but I can't express it. I look like I'm in a slight
Teasing
coma,
Sin
I'm beautiful.
So he sees her point and goes with Shaga anyway. And then, they basically share the meal together.
And share a promised hug of the sharing Bento.
She basically said, if she loses, then she would like him to share his meal with her, and she would reward him with a hug.
Yeah, and then after that, we are returned to the episode joke.
Since when are the cousins?
Since when do we ever need an excuse to see each other?
Drop the act.
Yeah,
and then
you just see it in her eyes, like
she gets ready to tell him, but it is a harem series, so she can't.
Yeah, and well, it's still quite early anyway. But she wants to.
Yeah.
Say that I totally did drop the act and confess.
It's not an act, but
you could feel the thought coming.
But something that we glossed over is the reading of Hana's novel Draft, which is another episode-long joke. Because when Hana disappears after Shaga's groping and talks to President Bitch.
Fuck that bitch.
She's not even the president, though.
Whatever
She's
she
just
is.
a student council member.
Whatever she is.
The head bitch.
Hana left her laptop in the clubroom.
And open.
So Shaga decides that she is going to read said novel.
Oh boy.
And it's a BL novel.
Of course.
And it's
Muscle Detective.
Mildly amusing.
Basically, she's using those the minor characters that we see all the time at the supermarkets as characters. So there's Monk. There's oh god, I think she uses the brunette as a cross-dresser, like as a trap. And then the other guy, I can't remember the other guy's name.
And then Sato, the main character.
No, it is Saito.
Or Saito.
Is the other guy.
Saito.
She actually doesn't use Sato, which I was surprised about.
She will now.
Oh no, she
I'll wait for it. Yeah.
It will happen eventually.
But the reason why we glossed over that, and the reason why we're coming back to it is because the stinger / preview of Sen in the Clubroom reading out loud the rest of the BL novel
Yeah.
as the preview for next episode was fucking hilarious. Especially when Shaga just walks up.
Oh,
that was the wrong script.
What up, fourth wall?
Yeah, I love the episode previews in this series.
How they always break the fourth wall with them.
I gotta say that is very creative.
Yeah. Did a great job with all of them, even the one with the bitch. Fuck that bitch.
Fuck that bitch.
Fuck that bitch.
I'm sorry, guys. We'll say that till probably end of the series.
Every time she's on screen and every time we mention her, one of us is gonna say "fuck that bitch."
Unless she starts like easing up on the men abuse.
I don't see that coming.
Yeah, unless
so fuck that bitch.
Unless she starts easing up on the assault
Yeah, and kidnapping.
and kidnapping.
She's too ingrained as an antagonist for that to happen, though. So fuck that bitch.
This is anime. It can happen.
That is true, but still.
I've seen weirder things happen.
Yeah, he could do something to
Make
I
her
don't know,
part
save her or something, and she could go all Dara on him.
About to say, there's a possibility you could make.
I've seen it happen. I mean,
oh, sorry, had some shit in my throat.
totally true though. Totally true.
Fuck that bit. Oh my god. Okay, sorry.
Oh,
so Shirume
God.
or shit. I
Can't even remember her name from Isuka. Yeah.
Canary.
Canary. No, it's
Start with
yeah. You're on the right track. I just can't.
Kateri.
No. Anyway, the Isuka's cousin.
Cousin, yeah. Who is the bigger bitch?
Isuka's cousin.
That's
Was
true.
that
That's
Sputnik?
okay. Well, yeah, that's true.
This is definitely something for maybe like its own little mini video or something. But holy fuck!
Yeah, as bad as Shirume,
Maybe we need to have a
is
bitch off.
a bitch off. We challenge you to a bitch off.
Anyway, I still hate that bitch.
Hit the fuck that bitch.
Yes,
Fuck those
she
bitches.
definitely brings the series down for me.
I don't know.
Susari, that's her name.
Necessary, yeah.
Ah,
I do think that in this episode it was better, especially since they put her like in the middle, and it wasn't like it was its own part, and it had its own story ramifications later on in the episode, but it was a lot better done than last episode where we started off with the abuse and it lasted half the episode and it was painful to watch.
Mm-hmm. At least this one, the actual abuse itself was over pretty quickly. It was like an elbow to the face and then a few kicks.
And then kidnapping of Shaga, which
yeah,
equal parts cute and creepy.
I only liked it because I like Shaga's character.
Anyway,
yeah, she was just used as a setup for the dress situation, really, not just there to be the antagonist.
Anyway, I think we've gone on long enough on this
beating
one.
this dead horse.
So let us know what you thought of the anime, what you thought of our reaction in the comment section below.
Yep, thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't.
But that's gonna do it for this episode of Anime Reaction. As always, fuck that bitch.
I'm Zero.
And fuck that bitch.
See you next time.
And fuck that bitch.
And fuck that bitch.
Fuck that bitch.
Fuck that bitch.
Go ahead and click on my face to go to our most recent Otaku Saga talks.
Click on my face to go to Otaku Saga Gaming, our gaming channel.
And click on the waifu to subscribe to Otaku Saga and check out our new and improved Patreon page.
Fuck that bitch.
Fuck that bitch.
Fuck that bitch.
Fuck that bitch.